Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hearthstone Legendary Series here at ESL. I don't know about you guys, but that really makes me want to go buy a G1 gigabyte motherboard just so I can
you move objects with your mind.
move objects with my mind. We are 2 games down out of 8 today for the Legendary Series day number 1 of week number 1 of season number 2. We just saw Koroneko take out Life Coach 3-1, and we are about to move on to the winners match between gcttirth and Koroneko. Of course, the winner of this match will secure a spot in the week's semifinals. So they won't have to play any more games tomorrow. They only have to win 2 games tomorrow to be crowned the victor of the week, which would grant them $1,500 and an automatic spot at our LAN finals that are going to be coming in June with a $25,000 prize pool. So coming out first in your group on day 1 is actually a really big deal, and you get a pretty big advantage. You get to play less games, maybe show less of your decks.
Yeah.
And it's less stress on you as a player. And of course, Life Coach and Limujux, they were the losers in the first round of the group stages, so they will play right after that for the elimination match. Now, every player today does get $200 just for showing up and playing some games, but only the winner goes home with $1,500. So we'll have to see. Now, you have gcttirth's deck lists and Koroneko's deck lists.
Yes.
For Conquest, how are these guys going to match up?
gcttirth's got like Shaman and Priest, which I feel are very weak, and Koroneko's got a Koroneko, right?
Yeah.
Koroneko has a pretty, the solid lineup: Druid, Rogue, Paladin. Like no weaknesses. I have to give it to Koroneko.
Yeah.
It's got a really strong lineup.
These are, I think, the 3 strongest classes right now. Of course.
Yeah.
I always have to give a nod to Control Warrior.
Of course.
Just because I'm a Control Warrior player.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate of Control Warrior. I'm part of the Control Warrior Lobbyists Association.
Awesome.
And I go to Control Warrior meetings during the weekend. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm going to have to get together with my brethren, maybe have some talks about the lack of Control Warrior today. But again, I would say that Koroneko also has the advantage. Now, talking to gcttirth, I mentioned a little bit earlier, he loves to play those underdog classes, especially in tournament settings. He likes to sort of prove that any class can be viable at that stage. That's why he brings Priest. That's why he brings Shaman. And of course, I mean, you got to throw in Druid just because Druid is
it's so strong.
Just so strong at this point. He said his favorite class is Priest. He said his favorite card is Light of the Naru.
Okay. It's pretty strong, especially with the Akanai.
Yeah.
Kill stuff.
It's fun, I guess, because there's a lot of uses for it. I mean, Priest cards as a whole have a lot of uses for it. But what was the first matchup? What was their first deck?
I missed it. I missed it.
I guess we'll see. It is going to be Rogue versus Priest. So once again, gcttirth gets this matchup. We saw it in the first one as well, and he actually managed to win.
Yeah. So the Cleric's pretty good. Koroneko has no direct way to kill it. Although the Shade is going to be... Oh, the Shade is so strong. I would keep the Shade. I would consider keeping the Sprint, but it's fine. They tossed it. He actually gets the Shredder, which is amazing versus Priest. It's 4 attack and even harder to kill than most 4 attack minions. Yeah, it does die to the Blade Master, though, which gcttirth doesn't have.
Yet. I'm sure he'll throw away the Cabal and throw away the Sneeds.
Yeah.
Northshire Cleric. I've actually seen some priests not auto-keep that.
Yeah, sometimes they only keep it if they have, like, the Power Word Shield, maybe. So he might just, like, not play it on 1. Just save it for a little later.
Because there's a few ways to be able to deal with that as a rogue player. I mean, you can just auto-attack that down. With a Deadly Poison.
Yeah.
Or, like, Backstab. Use the knife on the Northshire Cleric as well.
I hope he didn't DC or something, or he's like, he's a little upset. I don't know what happened. He didn't mulligan. Or maybe we missed the mulligan. He mulliganed really quickly.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's probably what happened.
With Spectator Client, it doesn't show the mulligans of the other player. It actually gets rid of your cards, though, so I'm not sure. But, I mean, his webcam was on the whole time, so I'd assume that he was...
He's going to throw it down. Got the Blade Master. No circle yet.
Yeah.
Do we see circle out of him the game before? Probably if he runs the Blade Master.
I don't think we saw one, but it's...
Yeah. We didn't see the Velen's Chosen, though, which usually, if you're playing a deck without circle, you have Velen's Chosen. We didn't see that, though.
Whoa. So he has the potential to just get both these Shades down now, followed up with a Polished Shredder. Now, of course, that would be weak to a big AoE play. but forcing him to have 2 cards of that combo really early on
Yeah.
is a pretty big deal.
Plus you have the coin, so you're not worried about Pyromancer coin. You see that there's no power word shield on the cleric that probably would have came down.
And I'm pretty sure a Circle of Healing would have come down right then if he were the priest. So he can be pretty confident about just flooding the board here. Shade this turn, Paladin Shredder.
Just deadly. You just deadly trait. You just take it. You're gonna beat priest most of the time as long as you don't get run over like that other game. I think you just play it slow. You don't need to. You know, if you try to like tempo or pressure a priest, that's like one way you can lose to the Akanai circle. So I think you just take it slow, control.
That's a good point.
I mean, look at this hand, Drake, Paladin Shredder. These are the cards that you want.
Especially not allowing the priest to heal up that injured Blade Master.
Yeah.
Getting out of range. Whoa! He played that faster than he could get in his hand. And they say he has low ping from India.
Yeah. Oh man, this hand is just so good though from Koroneko. If he picks up a sap at any point, he'll just win. gcttirth needs like I don't think he plays Lotheb. He needs like Belcher's not good enough. I think I'm ready to give it to Koroneko just right now.
Call it a game. Pack it up, folks. This one's a wrap.
Yeah, like Lotheb or okay. So you can pick up Akanai at some point.
Interesting choice by Koroneko to actually take off his headphones.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
You're not a headphones guy.
I have actually made a mistake once, like in a game where I wasn't paying attention. If I had sound off and I didn't like hear like a battle cry and I like forgot, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that Sylvanas was on the board or something crazy.
I don't know why he changed things up though. He'd be live coach with the headphones on. Took him off at the end of the series. Hasn't put him back on since. Doesn't seem like it's affecting him much though. Oh, that Holy Smite's just gonna haunt us for the remainder of the game.
Oh man, click on it. Make it disappear.
Does that actually work?
Well, I mean, when they play the card and you click on it, when your opponent plays the card, you click on it, it disappears, so maybe.
Okay. Well, that Sylvanas is problematic. Doesn't have a sap right now to be able to just...
Yeah, priests don't have like Brawl or Shadow Flame though, so like it's pretty effective just to ignore it and go face. So like, say he goes like Shade, SI7 face, or he might just do Shade Redagger. I like this better. This way, if Sylvanas steals something, you still have 2 to 3 creatures.
And he's got so much burst in his hand as well, so he has no fear with the oil in his hand to just
no
go
taunt
face
comes
with
down, which he has no taunt. I think you just dagger oil. You don't even have to combo the oil if you know what I mean. Just dagger oil, hit face. That's 4 sources of 4 damage, 2 oil hits and Evis. Somehow everything gets cleared, which it won't. Okay, is there any way to pick up Akanai Circle?
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can.
But that's just about his only out here.
Holy Smite is just blocking.
What is the card?
More suspense.
If he power shields this, he can't kill off his own Sylvanas to steal one of the creatures. But not threatening lethal on board. Actually, yeah, he's threatening lethal on board. He's dead.
So maybe. Okay.
Well, now we know he runs 2 circles. So.
Okay.
All right.
But no Akanai. No Akanai to be sure.
You called it, Koroneko. That was a really quick game, and I'm not used to really quick games after that last series. So, and that's, I'd say, the game that we saw earlier with gcttirth's Priest against Rogue was a little bit of an outlier because this is how usually Priest versus Rogue feels, where you're just trying to just grasp for some sort of out to whatever the Rogue has to do with you. They can put on so much damage earlier. They have so many creatures that are just tough to deal with, and the shades on top of it make it so tough with that matchup.
Yeah, I like the shades a lot. So now Koroneko has Paladin and Druid. Pretty strong. Probably going to go with the Paladin first. Like I said, the Druid last. It's really hard to lose multiple times.
Yeah.
You'll draw a wild to go to one of those games, you'll win. So he's probably going to go with the Paladin. Yeah.
And we keep calling gcttirth. It's so hard to say that. The gcttirth, the GCT, Tirth is actually his first name.
Okay.
The GCT stands for Giga Champion Tirth because he used to play on in India with his friends when he was growing up a team called Giga.
So his name is Giga Champion Tirth.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't question him, but the Tirth is a little redundant. But they used to think he was the best player on their team. He said it was a PlayStation 2 team. So this was
Just all of the games on PlayStation.
just all of the games on PlayStation
Awesome.
2. They said he was like the best player out of all of them, so they called him the champion. So he was Giga Champion Tirth. So that's where the GCTT comes from. Fun fact.
All right, he's going with the Druid. I would have favored him saving the Druid for last, but okay.
You've disagreed with pretty much
Yeah.
all of Koroneko's deck choices so
I mean,
far today.
it's working for him. So
It's working for him.
he knows what he's doing.
And if
Or he's a little sleepy. I heard it's 5 a.m. in Japan right now.
yeah, that's true. And Tirth, it's getting pretty.
Should be just a few hours before that, like 5 hours. Okay.
Yeah. So both these guys, they really want to get these games over with. They want to be done for the day and move on to the semifinals tomorrow and have less games to play. So Druid versus Shaman. Now, Tirth, we saw him actually take a victory with his Shaman in that first matchup. He actually 3-0'd.
Yeah.
So he didn't lose a single match, and he had a pretty dominant game with the Shaman. As a standard, just seemed like a pretty standard mid-range type Shaman. Shamans can do pretty well against Druid because they have a lot of ways to deal with their big creatures.
Little creatures with Flame Tongue is really aggravating for a Druid. Like you throw something down, just gets Flame Tongue down.
Yeah.
They throw down like a Mana Tide and a Chow too. It's like the board just gets really big really fast.
A lot of direct removal as well.
Yeah.
So if you throw down a big threat, just gets hexed,
Yep.
or even just being able to clear like Sludge Belchers out with Urshocks or like Crackle Urshock or something like that. Their cards go a lot further against Druid, and then they hit you up with those late game threats. Like it's hard for them to deal with 2 Fire Elementals, a Dr. Boom, Alakir. It's just really hard for Druid to be able to stay ahead long enough and then be able to deal with the big threats that come on down the road.
Okay, so he does have the Feral Spirit, which is great against Druid. Does have the Flame Tongue. Probably not going to keep the coin elemental. Even with the coin, probably going to toss down elementals.
Well, let's see if he actually mulligans. Okay, he mulliganed this game.
It's the only reason he lost the Priestess Rogue.
Yeah, and we could see him mulling it over in his head earlier. I don't know why what happened with him just. Ooh.
Okay, so GCttirth has a great curve. We'll see what the Innervate can do. If he waits a turn, he can Innervate the Belcher and then play a 4-drop the following turn. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Belcher is like, it's weak to Hex, which he does have. But outside of Hex, it's like really strong against Shaman. So 5 HP is really annoying.
It can be pretty enticing when you're a Druid player to just like Innervate out the strongest creature as early as possible, but you need to make sure that you curve out.
Yeah.
Because right now, he doesn't have a follow play next turn aside from just hero powering, or if he top decks like a Shade or something to play.
Yeah, he's got to be like really scared of like an Earthshock too. That would be scary.
Yeah.
This is fine as well.
He's going to hope he can just cleanly clear up whatever comes out of this.
All right.
Able to develop something as well.
Yeah, he wants a Feral Spirit next turn.
Yep. Oh, no, he can't.
Oh.
Yeah, he can only totem up next turn, I think. He's overloaded the 1 mana from the...
Yeah, that's right.
The Lightning Bolt.
That's why we favor the Rock Biter early.
Yeah. Pretty fortunate for Koroneko that he was able to do anything there. He was able to hero power down. I actually would have liked to see the Innervate Sludge Belcher followed by the Paladin Shredder.
Yeah, he did have the Hex though, but maybe Feral Spirits he wouldn't have been able to Hex.
Yeah.
If it would have lined up correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Keeper is it's a little weak here. But he's got the Belcher. He's not going to swipe. I wouldn't be surprised if he just saw the Keeper. He has the option to silence the Skittles, as Amaz calls it.
The Skittles. It's Keeper the Grove does have some pretty useful targets in Shaman. Flame Tongue Totems, Mana Tide Totem.
The 2/4 is like, it's pretty decent. Like I said, it's annoying for Shaman. Doesn't.
It's a Totem Slayer.
Totem Slayer.
That was my nickname in high school.
Awesome. You killing a lot of totems.
Just slaying totems. Left and right.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's, yeah, I think that was like the more, yeah. I like it.
I guess it's makes it less likely for him to get a more impactful totem.
Yeah.
Because Searing Totem usually, unless you're like playing against a hunter and you need an answer like a 1 health creature early on, usually you want Searing Totem is the one you want the least.
All right. Not immediately Feral Spiriting, thinking about other plays.
Well, what else could he do here? He could totem up and
Yeah, I don't like any of those other plays.
crackle. He could flame totem, but regardless, he wouldn't be able to take out the Keeper of the Grove. So unless he rolls a taunt totem, he wouldn't be able to protect his flame totem at all because it could die to a Keeper hero power the following turn.
Yeah, the thing is Feral Spirit's always good against Druid, whereas it's not like the strongest right here because the Keeper kind of trades with one. You know, it kind of trades with it because it kills one and it lives.
Yeah. Okay, Koroneko's been a little bit spoiled with his RNG
Yeah,
today.
I mean, come on.
It rolls his crackle rolls a 4 and he's upset. Come on, man. Get real. Oh, Bloodlust.
Okay, I actually like saving, now that we see why why he didn't Feral Spirit that one turn, because he wants a totem and Feral Spirit, fit in as many totems for the Bloodlust.
Yeah. Bloodlust Shaman is starting to make a comeback. It's becoming a little bit more popular. I've seen more Bloodlust Shamans on ladder in the past week than I saw in the 3 months prior to that.
Hot Form.
Yeah.
Was a player, he started a list, got a really popular, streamed a lot, did well.
Yeah.
Got rank 1 at some point.
He got hosted one day and had like 7,000 viewers while he was playing Bloodlust Shaman.
Nice.
For the next couple of days, I saw way more Bloodlust Shamans than I ever thought I'd see.
He totems first because he doesn't want the Searing Totem again, like you mentioned.
Yep. Spell Power Totem's pretty useful.
It's messy, but he didn't, like, he wouldn't mind normally hexing a Belcher, but he would have floated 1 mana, he wouldn't get the totem, so he's going to save it. There's going to be hex targets in Druid.
Swipe.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. I mean, Belcher's still... Belcher dies pretty
Belcher's
easily.
pretty gross. He could Wrath and just hero power here. Like Wrath down the Flame Tongue Totem and then clear off the 1/1s.
Yeah, it's also messy. I wouldn't have minded maybe like a Wrath for 1, but it would be really hoping to pick up something.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine. Swipe is actually usually always going to be like kind of messy against Druids if you don't have spell power, so it's not the worst here.
Yeah, because it rarely ever clears off the totems. Aside from those Haunted Creepers and like Searing Totem, not many things are going to be left with 1 health a lot. It's hard to get a clean swipe. I mean, this is a pretty clean Ancient of
Yeah, you just
Lore
take the
turn.
Ancient Lore turn or else it gets stuck in your hand.
It'll trade with the Fire Elemental at least. He knows that he's seen a Crackle already, so the likelihood that he's just going to be able to deal with this. If it gets Hex, I don't know if he's that upset.
You're not. It's fine. Okay, gcttirth's hand is interesting. He wants like creatures with that lust. Feral Spirits is really good. You could double Storm next turn, but
He could also Bloodlust next turn and just use the Feral Spirits as just sort of tools to trade.
yeah.
But it's not quite as versatile of a card as like Savageur because you don't get the face damage as well. Of course, you get a little bit more extra damage on each creature, but it's harder to distribute it.
Alright, going for the Sylvanas. Always a little scary. You see 1 Hex, but it's still first shockable.
Yeah, Earthshock, second Hex.
It's actually pretty annoying for gcttirth. Doesn't get the totem. Really solid Sylvanas from Koroneko. Should do a lot. If he doesn't die. He's not going to die. Okay.
Yeah, he's starting to get pretty low. 17 health with Bloodlust. That can go a long
He's going to steal
way.
the Drake here. He's going to charge that and steal the Drake and then innervate out Belcher maybe. He's like, this board is pretty safe to Storm.
Yeah.
Not too worried about Storm. Little does he know it's a double Storm.
He goes ahead and holds on to the Innervate.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's smart. That's a little safer to Storm.
Either way, he's going to be left with a little bit of a creep, or like Sludge Belcher would have been left with. I always hate innervating when I'm floating a mana, unless I like absolutely have to.
It's usually wrong.
Yeah.
Usually you just wait.
Like unless you need to stay alive, or there's just a huge power swing play that you need to have happen this turn. It's not a Spell Power Totem. He wants to roll high on this Piloted Shredder. Ooh. That's rough. Doesn't use a second Storm.
Okay.
I think he might have if the Piloted Shredder had died.
Yeah.
Just because he would most likely would have been able to kill whatever popped out of it.
Oh, and now going to throw down the shade, probably thinking there's not a second storm.
Whoa.
Oh, this is a huge storm.
He's still overloaded from the previous turn, though, so unless he gets a creature or something playable, then Storm is really going to be his only move next turn.
But I mean, if you look at Koroneko's hand, he's got nothing.
Yeah, that's very true. Well,
that's something.
That is.
That's perfect.
He can egg, Storm, and Totem. Have a sticky creature for his Bloodlust.
Could even hit a Doomsayer. Oh, Koroneko's upset. He did miss, though.
He's not too upset. He gave the not bad face. That's a universal face.
So Roar with Innervate would have been lethal, but he doesn't have it. Or even without it. Yeah, 19 plus 4. No, you need the Innervate. Okay.
I think Tirth was holding his breath there. Or nope,
Is
not
it
holding
one?
his breath. Just
yeah, it's 1. Okay, I like it. Oh, I think it's still lethal. So 14 plus 5, 19. No, he's 1 off.
do you go for it?
Yeah, I think you still do it.
He has Force of Nature as well, following up.
Yeah, so like you're not worried about totems because you could just force nature 1 down, but you are worried about maybe like the Feral Spirit taunt totem that could block you or an Argus. I think the deck only runs 1 Argus though. Interesting. Yeah, saving the Innervate.
As long as he has 1 creature stuck on the board for the following turn, he does have lethal. And I think that's, yeah, that's going to be it. Wow.
So Shaman had a pretty decent start, but Druid's still over.
Just doing Druid things.
Yep.
I'm just a Druid doing Druid things. Force of Nature, Savage Roar. Pretty strong. And Koroneko is going to get out to a pretty quick 2-0 lead. And this guy is on a rampage. That first game lasted, what, 6 turns?
Yeah.
This
now
one
he's got Paladin versus Shaman, great matchup. Paladin versus Druid, great matchup. Paladin versus Priest could get tricky, but he's probably going to win. I mean, that Shredder, the Sneasel Shredder is not going to do much, I don't think.
I mean, you said it earlier. His class lineup for currently is just really strong. Even though gcttirth has found some victories with the underrepresented class that he's brought, like Priest, like Shaman.
Yeah.
It's just the reason why the other classes are considered stronger at the moment is they're just so consistent. With Druid, I mean, there could be games where you get Wild Growth starts. There could be games where you get good Innervate starts. There could be games where you just get a crazy Force of Nature, Savage Roar, Innervate plays, double combo. There's just so many things that they can do that make them more consistent of matchups against a lot of other classes. So, I mean, Tirth, we've seen him in open. I'm sure he's been in situations where his back's been against the wall. He's been down a couple sets, has had to make it through. He's a tournament veteran. Maybe not a tournament veteran that's known to a lot of Hearthstone fans, but the people that play in the weekly tournaments
should recognize his name.
Yeah. So he's got to win 3 in a row now, and it just doesn't seem like he has the classes to be able to overcome this Paladin, where Koroneko just has to sneak 1 win in with a class in Paladin I think is pretty consistent.
Yeah, it's strong. Only weak to Rogue, which he doesn't have. Should be feeling pretty confident. gcttirth looking a little nervous, a little upset.
Yeah. So now, what are the ways that a Priest can beat out a Paladin? Are there any specific cards that you're looking for in your mulligan? Are there any specific things that you're looking for to start off early? What can a Priest do in this matchup?
Well, Mind Control on Tyrion is like huge.
Yeah.
What else do we got? I'm thinking about that Shredder. Like, what can the Shredder do? It gets Aldor, does nothing. Sylvanas, you could do some nice things with Sylvanas. Did we see Thoughtsteal? It's another big card.
I think we did see 1 Thoughtsteal. We've seen a Thoughtsteal today.
Okay.
Because he could have. I remember he could have Thoughtstole for lethal with the Rogue. He ended up winning anyway.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
okay,
he does run at least 1 Thoughtsteal.
That's gonna be big. You'd want 2, but he's got the 2 Cabals. I think I saw.
Yeah,
we've
seen 2 Cabals.
But Paladin's most likely favored.
Yeah. Well, Koroneko, he's 1 game away from securing his spot in the semifinal tomorrow. And after that, he'll only have to win 2. And taking out Life Coach, well, not taking him out, but having the victory over Life Coach earlier on, he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. I'd say this is a pretty decent start.
Yeah, gcttirth's probably pretty happy about that. And he's like, I can deal with Muster. I'm really good, but that mini bot, he doesn't really have an answer for. I guess Pyromancer, Holy Smite. Okay, it's decent. Then he could heal it up with the Light of the Naro, I think. It heals for either way. He can heal next turn. Okay. Actually, this hand is really good now.
Yeah, I think he just passes this turn.
He could go for the Smite. Yeah, he saves it.
Oh, because next
go
turn,
for a big Pyromancer turn.
Yeah, if he plays Muster, he can Wild Pyro, Power Word Shield,
yeah,
and then Smite
this way it would have been killed by the Light's Justice. Okay. He could even wait another turn now that he has like this huge combo. Maybe he wants to get the Light of the Nairo on the board as soon as possible to buff it up.
Yeah. Well, why throw it out there now, though? It's just get as much caught in the crosshairs of that Pyromancer as you can possibly get.
Yeah, that hand is sick. Got the Sylvanas. Hopefully do a lot. You know, Koroneko's like playing right into it. He's like, you don't have Pyromancer, Power Word Shield, Smite,
Light of the Nairo. I dare you to have it. I think this is, this is full board clear.
Yeah, he can even wait for this. He has so much health, he can like throw the Sylvanas down. If Koroneko somehow deals with it, then he like AoE clears.
Okay, so what health would the Wild Pyro be at?
He'll do the math. Let's see.
Well, we'll let it. I think it'll be at 3 health because he could Wild Pyro, then he would Power Word Shield, then Holy Smite the Harrison Jones, and then Light the Naru his. Oh no.
This is like
well, he could do that. If he Light the Naru is his Wild Pyromancer, then he won't get the
thing.
The Light Warden. I think it's called a Light Warden.
Interesting. Okay, so what other? There's quite a few types like Tyrion. He could have like saved that for his Sylvanas too to steal his Tyrion. Well, that's pretty hard. The Paladins normally won't let you do that.
Yeah.
But that's actually one way to win too. Is like when it's like a 50-50 where they have like the Tyrion hero power, or like Tyrion Muster or Tyrion minibot, and then you actually steal the Tyrion.
Wow, he's really holding on to those cards.
I'm fine with it. He's got plenty of health.
Yeah. Black Knight, the 4/5 body is fantastic against Breeze, but have we seen Sludge Belcher come out from gcttirth's deck?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it probably does. Most priests.
Yeah, that's true. It'll probably find some value. Or if he mind controls your Tyrion,
this is actually
you Black Knight your own Tyrion.
Nice.
If he steals it.
Then you coin Harrison, but he doesn't have the coin.
Whoa! This is awkward.
Yeah. gcttirth is probably hoping he like overextended, like to just flooded the board to deal with the Sylvanas. But I mean, this is still pretty fine. Actually, no. gcttirth is actually upset because like now his AoE does like who cares?
Yeah.
And now the creatures are going to be really big, so the AoE is like it's going to be harder to AoE them. But if we see like a Muster Quartermaster, he could deal with it. All right, big thought steal.
Yeah.
So the Tyrion's already in hand, so what does he want? Not that.
What?
Okay.
Those are pretty good.
That's one way you win. That's one way you win as Priest versus Paladin, is the Aldor Cabal.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got to be happy about it. Okay.
Yeah, because you can Aldor Cabal a Tyrion on turn 9.
That's sick.
It's pretty sick.
And now Koroneko doesn't, like, Muster Quartermaster is not going to be good, so how does he win? He's going to have trouble winning.
Well, I think just Hero Power Quartermaster is actually really strong. Now, he's got actually multiple ways
I think he's going
to deal with this.
Maybe hold on to the Holy Nova if you want. Try to do it without the Holy Nova, because it's a pretty good card against Paladin. They have like lots of like Knife Juggler, Mini Bot, lots of things that you want to kill.
He can do it pretty easily here. Wild Pyro, Power Shield, Holy Smite the Quartermaster, and then Light the Naru your face to get the Light Warden, and then heal the Wild Pyromancer. He has the mana to do all those things, and he'd be left with a strong board with nothing on Koroneko's side.
Yeah, he's counting it up.
3, 4, 5,
no, he
6.
Doesn't need to do that for okay. He did the math.
Oh, wow.
I would have thought he would have held on to that, but maybe he's thinking like, I love when they do like when they have the Naro on the board, and then they do like the circle, heal everything up, and then the Naro is like 9 damage or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I'd love to have Holy Nova in my hand when I have a Light Warden on the board.
Yeah, that too. Oh.
He has it! Oh!
No reaction. He's just like, yeah,
wow.
I knew I was going to draw
Yeah,
it.
casual.
Koroneko.
Let's see his face. He's like, what?
No.
Please, no. Oh, no. The smile crosses his face. gcttirth. No reaction so far today, even after his 3-0, but you see him get a little bit of a smile right there. He does have Black Knight. I mean,
yeah.
The Black Knight value, but
he's looking at 9 plus 15 damage though. He's going to be 6 HP if he Black Knights.
That is a huge swing play for Tirth.
No.
Yikes.
So did well, I guess he wanted to get the Black Knight on the board, but it didn't actually do anything because they only had 1 power.
Yeah.
And now he just gave him a weapon.
And he actually coined out the Harrison early on. I mean, of course, that's a play that you can never expect for a priest, either like Thoughtsteal or be able to have an Ashbringer, especially that early on in the game. It's not even turn 10, and he's already stolen your Tyrion and Tyrion's Ashbringer here, so.
All right, just get that sneeze down. What are you worried about?
A quality Consecrate.
And you still get a
legendary, yeah. It's possible that, well, no, not really. What could he get that would
kill him instantly?
Yeah. It's
like Rag, maybe.
Yeah.
Even just like Leroy might be enough.
Nah. Be really close.
There's someone on Reddit like Shadowflame just needs old Treader. I got the Mech Engineer.
Yeah.
There's like 7 Leper Gnomes instantly. It was sick.
I don't think I've ever played against that card, like from a Sneeds or.
Yeah, some people were talking when it first got revealed. They're like, "Oh, that looks pretty good."
Yeah.
No, plays
nope. Sort of had like Illidan vibes to it.
Yeah, it turns out the little boom bots are like 10 times better than the Leper Gnomes.
Yeah. Well, a quality Consecrate, pretty big play here. We'll see what comes out of the Sneeds.
It's almost always something good. There's only like 3 bad cards you can get.
What?
That's got to be one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 bad cards you can get.
He's got to be pretty happy about that, and that actually could be a little bit of a swing here.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of power cards. There's a Sludge Belcher, so he's going to be happy now. He can play that without fear of Black Knight coming down. Oh, no.
Oh, and that's one of the worst ones.
Things are just not going Koroneko's way this game.
Buffing Light Warden up.
Going to have to be... Anti-Kill Bot will buy him some time. As so will Lay on Hands, but he needs some time to be able to play his threats as well.
Light Warden.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Only heals for like 6 now.
Wow. And he can actually heal himself as well next turn, so I think he might be dead regardless. Because he has Circle of Healing also.
Not much you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah,
Owl.
he's dead.
He's like an owl. But that's also losing play anyways. Okay, what can you snipe? 3 daggers? Nope. I thought he was going to go for the Dr. Boom as a heal.
Yep. He needed it to hit that Light Warden or else he knew it was done. So Koroneko loses the game to gcttirth, and that Aldor Peacekeeper Thoughtsteal was pretty MVP.
That's how you win. You're asking me, how do you win as Priest? That's how you win. But yeah, he's still got Shaman and Druid, which are going to struggle.
Yeah. He only needs to win 1 game with this Paladin, and he's still got 2 more chances to do that. And, I mean, Tirth, of course, stranger things have happened here in the Legendary Series. We've actually seen quite a few players come back from 2-0 deficits, but
yeah, it's really hard in Conquest.
It's hard in Conquest. Yeah, our old format with the blind pick was made it a little bit easier for comebacks to happen. But Conquest, you said the strategy usually is to save your strongest deck for last,
so you don't get locked out.
Yeah.
But and Paladin, I would have liked him to see him save one of the other classes for last, but Paladin's still good. That was its only quote-unquote weak matchup out of his gcttirth 3, so he should be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
But it can lose to Druid. It can lose to Shaman. It's really hard to lose to Shaman.
Shaman basically has to have big power plays early on, and they also have to make sure that they have Lightning Storm pretty early to be able to deal with like a
Paladin
muster.
has to like not have any early creatures because they're also good. Minibot's good. Zombie Chow's good. Muster's amazing.
Yeah.
Consecrate just is good any point in the game.
Yeah, forcing out removal on like something early makes it so that your threats later on will hit really hard. Like if you get the Urshocks, the Hex out of the way on like Urshock on a shielded mini bot, Hex on a piloted Shredder, then it paves the way for a Tyrion to come down and just wreak havoc over over a Shaman's board. So did he pick Shaman?
I saw Paladin from, oh yeah, it was Shaman.
Paladin, okay, so Paladin versus Shaman, yeah. And of course, even if he wins this one, he's got a tough road ahead because he's got Druid as well.
Yeah.
Paladin has a lot of tools to be able to deal with Druid relatively easily.
Yeah, this should be the harder matchup though. The Shaman should have a hard time. If he could beat it, he'll be a little happy going into Druid, even though it's unfavored.
Yeah. And of course, like we said earlier, the winner of this match, this is the winner's match of Group A, will get a direct seed into the semifinals tomorrow. And it'll cut down the amount of time that they have to play by quite a bit, because they won't have to play the elimination match today, they won't have to play the elimination match tomorrow. So it makes it so they have an easier path to that $1,500 for winning this week. Well,
double tied. I like it. Koroneko has no answer. The tide is gonna draw. Okay.
Oh, you
draw multiple.
How does the Shaman win? The Paladin has to have no early creatures.
Coin the tide. Oh, it's amazing. Now, like, the tide isn't even, like, fully, like, it's a blank card with the Flame Tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the second one's too much. You might not need the second one.
I don't know. Why not at that point?
Then Koroneko just, like, AFKs and lets him mill himself. I don't know.
He's actually going to... He has to use it on his own. Or no, he can't. Because he would make the Mana Tide Totem stronger.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, two. Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's... Okay, so Koroneko might choose to leave these up.
Because he can start overdrawing. He'll be forced to play 2 cards every turn.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the Flame Tongue, but if he doesn't play anything to let those kill themselves... I don't know, he's got a lot of cheap creatures though. I think gcttirth would be fine overdrawing. Just like play a few creatures, overdraw one maybe. I think he's fine with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Koroneko making the right choice to kill it. Okay. So gcttirth, maybe a little bit behind in tempo, but as we can see, Koroneko only hero powered.
Yeah, Quartermaster play could be a pretty big deal here.
These crackles are going to be like weaved in turns pretty nicely. It's like an Abyss, but with Overload.
The poor man's muster for Battle of Quartermaster.
Yep.
Getting those silver hand recruits the old-fashioned way.
Okay, how much? Double crackle, Flame Tongue. Okay, a lot of burst, but we saw no like Doomhammer. We saw Alec here, but
yeah, I don't think he's running Doomhammer because usually you run like a couple different win conditions, like 2 different win conditions. You either run like Doomhammer and Alakir and Bloodlust, Doomhammer and Bloodlust. Yeah, but it's hard to fit in all 3. Or double Doomhammer, yeah.
He doesn't have to storm this turn. He can like double storm next turn if he wants, but probably want to. Yeah, he actually like really just wanted the spell power totem.
Yeah, all 6 of the Shaman players in North America, they get together usually once a month, discuss win conditions for Shamans.
Nice.
It's a small community. Poor guys.
Yeah, it's like Silent Storm, Dangju,
and
Gooby. Gar.
Oh yeah, Garo as well plays some Shaman. Ooh, well, not the worst rolls in the world. He's able to clear off those Silverhand recruits, but he sort of lost board initiative. But of course, Shamans can gain it back. They just have to keep some of those tokens. He's got Flame Tongue Totem to put those spiders on steroids.
All right, is he gonna go with the Knife Juggler this turn? Maybe snipe one or just hero power? Probably just hero power. With the Shredder. Oh, he's going for it.
I mean, he could Knife Juggler Shredder.
Yeah. I don't know if that's better than just Shredder hero power, but maybe since he saw the storm like so hesitantly from gcttirth, he's like not afraid. He wants to flood the board.
Yeah. Good juggle. He gets one of those spires off. Flame Tongue's not going to be quite as effective as it would have been. He's overloaded. Can't play that Fire Elemental this turn.
Yeah, so probably just take it slow. Get the egg down there, maybe.
Yeah. Egg and then clear off the Knife Juggler.
You don't have to. He's going to storm soon.
Is he?
Yeah,
With
probably.
what storm?
Oh, I thought he had 2 storms.
In his deck.
Oh, I thought he had 2 storms this whole time. Okay.
No. Yeah, I mean, he could crackle down one or use the Flame Tongue Totem. If he uses the Flame Tongue Totem here, it'd basically just be trading it for...
Yeah, no, I think he's got to save that for the egg.
Yeah. So he can crackle down one, but if he crackles down one, then it'll lock him out next turn. Yikes. Whoa.
It's fine. It's like not that.
A full hand, and that's the best you can do?
Yeah. Although, maybe he wanted Argus the egg. It's sad.
Yeah, he still has at least an activator for the egg. He's got Flame Tongue Totem, so it's not like it's just going to be completely moot, but...
If that Shredder goes into the Defender, he's got the... Actually, okay. So he could do Flame, Fire Elemental, Earthshock next turn. Pretty strong. But I don't know. When I play against Shaman and have like a Shredder like this, I'm really afraid of Earthshock, so I probably just would keep it healthy. But actually, he doesn't... I was going to say Aldor's the only way to do that. So boom and go face with everything is fine.
This is just so strong here from Koroneko. I mean, the benefit of getting stuck with a lot of strong creatures early on is if you make it through that early game in a good spot, you just have play after play, because he can Loatheb, following that up with that Aldor Peacekeeper on an inevitable Dr. Boom or Fire Elemental that's mostly going to come down on turn 6, turn 7.
I do like going face with the Shredder, not giving him... He knows this is probably going to happen, so it's the extra 4.
Yeah.
And Fire Elemental's going to get... If he goes for it, he's going for it. Okay. We're finally getting the egg down.
Finally.
But no Argus, just the Flame Tongue, which isn't that good here, as you can see. He can't even pop his own egg.
And Bloodlust has been such an underwhelming card so far today for Tirth.
Well, you say so far, you mean so far today. History of Hearthstone, except for like 1 week.
The history of Hearthstone, Bloodlust has been an underwhelming card.
Yeah.
And some players will put in double Bloodlust. Like maybe 1 out of like 15 games that Bloodlust will win them the game, and they'll run off that Bloodlust high.
Yeah, and then if anyone plays Shaman, Twitch chat's always like, if you had Bloodlust right now,
yeah,
you'd have won. Why don't you run it? But whenever you see Bloodlust in a deck, like you see it's in his hand, it just arrived in his hand, but it always gets shuffled completely to the left, just unused until they lose. So if he gets a second Bloodlust, you'd normally see 2 Bloodlusts like on the very left of the hand.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon. That Loatheb doing its job.
Yeah. On the games where you win with Bloodlust, you win on like turn 5 or turn 6, where you can get like Haunted Creeper,
Zombie Chow,
Zombie Chow, yeah. Just a bunch of early creatures out, and then just be able to close out the game so quickly.
Right, dodging the big game hunter.
Yeah, that's a good point, dodging that big game hunter. There's not too many big game hunter targets in Shaman, other than usually Dr. Boom, sometimes Neptulon.
Yeah.
So Flame Tongue Totem position is something that a lot of like newer Shaman players struggle with. Even just like on smaller creatures, or prioritizing which like totems and which tokens you want on the left side and on the right side.
Yeah. There's like all these death rattles now with the Shredder too. Shredder, the egg, the creeper.
Yeah.
And sometimes like usually put the stickier ones on the outside, that way you can trade with Flame Tongue, but sometimes you need like a certain combination where you need the Flame Tongue on the Shredder, for example, so you need it in the middle so you can do 6 or something. It's like a lot of foresight that goes into it sometimes. Alright, what do we got? gcttirth, nothing. Yeah, I thought he had 2 storms this whole time. I was like, ah, he's good, he's good.
This is so tough.
Alright, so it looks like, okay. So I was right, I think, that Bloodlust is going to make it all the way to the left before the game's over.
I can imagine that. Our Bold Crackle's going to come out here. Oh, he's going to... If he rolls high here, that's going to be a pretty big deal.
That's asking a lot.
Whoa!
Okay,
6! Okay. Max roll!
Yeah, there's something in Hearthstone that's like the purple shell in Mario where the game knows if you're behind.
Yeah,
They give you a little help.
Yeah. Just feels Turt's pain.
Yeah.
Say, you know what, buddy? Here's a 6 damage Crackle. Have at it.
Oh no, he might actually get the Bloodlust off. I'm upset before he crackles.
It's okay. I don't know. Crackle usually comes first, just so you can see what it rolls.
Yeah.
Because the RNG elements usually want to play first on.
Shredder, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, he's probably gonna crackle the Shredder.
I mean, he's at 30 health. Is it really gonna come out? I mean, I guess to sort of trade in and stuff. That Tog Totem actually proves pretty useful because he can't activate those bombs this turn. He can safely muster here.
Yeah.
There was plenty of opportunities
Plus
for
he
Lightning
wants to
Storm.
lay on hands next turn.
Yeah. Lightning Storm off the top. Nope.
That's decent. Alright, so he goes that one, those two. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage plus bombs if he wants to go for it.
The next level counting.
No.
That one, this one.
Yeah. I'm pointing, yeah.
4, 6, 10, 9, 8.
We need those markers that the sportscasters have so I could like actually do it on the screen.
What do they call it? The telestrator?
I don't know.
I think we actually have one, but
oh, that's sick.
I don't know if we're allowed to use it. They don't trust the Hearthstone casters with the big boy toys.
That'd be awesome. Alright, so I didn't do the math on what's coming out of that Shredder. I was just hoping it's an egg. Because when you're behind, you're like, I hope it's an egg.
Just hoping it's completely inconsequential.
An egg, or actually, okay, you know what would be insane is the unstable ghoul.
Oh wow.
The unstable ghoul or explosive sheep. That's what I hope for when I'm behind usually.
Yeah. Something that helps you.
Yeah, it's those ones in Doomsayer. Oh, he's not thinking about the unstable ghoul. It's okay. Oh, he's gonna clear it later. It's usually smart because like if you kill the Shredder, you're giving whatever comes out charge, whereas if they kill it on their turn, they don't get to use it immediately unless it's the blue ghoul charger.
Yeah. Well, you got your wish.
Okay.
Bloodlust is now
on the far left.
On the far left. It was once the 10th card.
Yeah, it was really quickly. It just arrived and then all the way straight to the left.
It's now the first card. And I don't think his tokens are going to last much longer. These boombots should be able to do some pretty solid work to this board. He'll probably be left with 2.
Yeah. Although, like I said, the Mario Kart mechanics, they're going to be awful.
They're going to be 1 damage.
1 on the healing totem. Yeah.
1 on the fire elemental. Now here's a tough choice. He's debating on whether or not...
I think you got to go for the bomb. Oh.
I think
okay, first Black Knight. First Black Knight. Oh, okay. I guess he wants a Tyrion. It's fine. He's probably been thinking about... He knows there's no Earthshock.
Well, he can Black Knight here and then throw the fire or the Pilot Shredder into the fire elemental and Boombot for either.
Yeah, it's pretty solid too. Black Knight's like no joke too. At 5 HP, it dodges all the AoEs and the fire elemental, everything.
Yeah, and it might bait out the last hex as well.
Yeah, and the only other target is Alec here.
Yeah.
Face.
Goes face. Don't mind. Now he's forced to hex if he has the last one, and then Tyrion will basically just be the trump card.
Although he is giving him Bloodlust value, leaving those up.
Whoa! Bloodlust, Flame Totem.
Oh, he's actually going to do it, yeah.
The dream.
Actually not a clean kill on the one overkill. So maybe, but he can't fire elemental and totem or else he would. All right. Okay, it is a clean kill with the totem into the...
That's one of the best 2-drops that you can get.
Yeah, it's really solid.
If you're the player with the Paladin Shredder.
Yeah, sometimes I get the Crazed Alchemist. I'm like, what a ripoff.
Oh, well, the well-played comes out. He realizes that there's not a way out for him in this one. 4 health remains. gcttirth is going to fall to Koroneko, and you can see him. He shakes his head. Taking off the headphones, it looks like it worked for him this time. Our first semi-finalist for week 1.
It's waving. Koroneko waving at the fans, waving at gcttirth.
Yeah.
Doesn't wave back.
I'll wave at him.
All right.
Hello. Good job, Koroneko.
Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah. We knew it was probably going to happen, but those 2 mana tides kind of shook things up a little bit, but...
Yeah. The one
and
thing...
no draw from Paladin, like nothing to play, just 0 power.
That's the one thing that he could have hoped for, was the Paladin not having many early creatures, but He just wasn't able to sort of get a foothold.
Yeah, he needed that second storm because he kind of like he lost tempo playing 2 tides, right?
Yeah.
He needed to get it back. He had 1 storm, but then Paladin filled the board up with big creatures because he didn't have the little creatures.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't storm it down anymore.
Yeah, a little bit rough. He had some opportunities, withdrawals later on to come back, but Koroneko, I mean, his deck lineup this tournament is super strong. He's got a very well-rounded lineup. It seems like he's playing well. At least in his match against Life Coach, RNG was on his side.
Yeah, but he played well throughout.
Yeah,
well.
for sure. He will be the first person moving on to the semifinals tomorrow, so he's going to skip both elimination matches. Now, there is no difference between first and second as far as prize pool goes. You get $1,500 for winning, and everybody else gets $200. So it's basically win or bust.
Okay.
Also, the first place for every week gets an automatic invite to the LAN finals.
Awesome.
So I believe it's going to be a 16-player LAN final. So the winner of every week plus 12 players that are decided by wildcard spots that are going to be pretty much every player that plays in the Legendary Series over the season goes into one huge like Swiss elimination pool.
Oh, that's awesome.
At the end of the season, and they determine the last spots. So it's really cool stuff. That LAN finals that is going to happen in June after the 8 weeks of the Legendary Series happens. So that's going to be really, really cool. Now, of course, gcttirth is not out. He will go down to face the elimination match where he is going to face off the elimination match tomorrow since he did win one today. So we won't see any more of him today, but he will have to face off for elimination tomorrow against the winner of Group B later on. So that's pretty inconsequential. And of course, we do have Life Coach and Limujux.
Yeah.
Limujux. We went over that like 10 times. He actually told me, the pronunciation. It's actually Limujux is what it is. It's an anagram of his name. His name is Jim Liu. And so if you mix around those letters and throw an X on the end, that's his name.
Jim Liu the 10th.
Yeah. So the loser of that match, of course, will go home. But of course, guys, that match plus many more coming up next. We do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Plantronics and Gigabyte. They've shown us some awesome commercials as well. And I really love that these guys are getting involved in esports in huge ways, making all the Legendary Series stuff possible. This whole season would not happen without them. The giveaways, the prize pools, seeing all this fun Hearthstone action. But of course, that action will continue right after this short break.
Put your faith in the light.